Celtic Rangers, the biggest game of the season, they say. The biggest game of the season till the next biggest game of the season. We know what it's like. But Brendan Rodgers was asked today about the big game this weekend.
I certainly have never referred, you mentioned my past record in these games. I've never referred to these other than being
the Old Firm.
Intense, being competitive. So we never talk about the game as that. But we talk about the whole occasion.
Yeah.
The occasion is one of the most iconic games in world football. And I love...
Well, I have to interrupt Brendan there because it was one of the best spectacular games in world football until the Rangers shat it back in the day and they reduced the allocation. Let's not fucking lie about this. They reduced the allocation because Brendan Rodgers and the team back then were winning far too convincingly and far too easy. And let's hope that continues tomorrow.
Love it. It's one of the big reasons I'm, here and the great pride and privilege I have of managing Celtic in a Rangers game. So the whole emotion, the whole feeling around this game is absolutely amazing. But yeah, I've seen some of the headlines around the disrespect and whatever else, but it's totally without merit. It was never in that context being said, and I never would be that person to disrespect another manager or another team, So yeah, but
Brendan, that's the Scottish media fucking taking the hump. Brendan's been disrespectful. He said, we're going to go out and have some fun. It's about time. Look, when it comes to it, it's a massive game tomorrow, but we know, Brendan knows, if we go out and we just play our game, it's simple. It's about having fun. You have fun on the pitch. You have fun. If you don't enjoy these games, if you don't enjoy the intensity, you shouldn't be near them. And Brendan's seen many, 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 many Rangers managers come and go over the years, and could be just another one, couldn't he?
I suppose it's part of the build-up for you guys.
Yeah.
That situation maybe show
game. So, but everyone responds, reacts in different ways. As I said, I understand the feeling and the tension that can be around these games, but that's not me. My job is to find the calmness for the team, and like I said, the players been very, very relaxed, but focused this week. Preparation has been first class, and then that allows us to go into the games ready.
You mentioned
it always is the same though. It's always the narrative of the media. I've spoke about this many, many times on this channel. The media tried to take control of the narrative. They did that last weekend. They did it last week. As soon as Brendan Rodgers had finished speaking last weekend, they were like, he fucking disrespects us. He disrespects our manager. He disrespects our manager, man. And then they went crying to the Rangers manager and said, by the way, Brendan Rodgers says that his team's just going to go out and have some fun this weekend. They think you're shite. Well, they're maybe right.
Well, stands in front of us. We have that opportunity to do that. But like you say, nothing will be won. We need to go and perform well. We need to work hard. We need to be intense. And we need to ensure that our game is at a good level. We'll have an amazing support, which will just take us through the game and that wave of emotion, and hopefully we can entertain the supporters as well, on the field. But yeah, primarily the job is to get the 3 points, and if we can do that, it puts us in a brilliant position with 2 games to go.
Yes, it does. Champions again, champions again, champions again, ole ole. I say we're champions again, ole ole. Let's win the game first, Paz. Let's not be too disrespectful to that other lot, because they're very sensitive souls, are the zombies. They're very sensitive souls. They don't like you talking about them in a disgusting way, even though they're the most bigoted, vile fucking people on the planet. Sleep well tonight, zombies, because you're not going to be in the game tomorrow. Yes. I'm sure that'll be reported for, what's that fucking stupid law in Scotland? Hate law or some pish. Yeah, who cares? Brendan Rodgers then went on to say about the game tomorrow.
Whatever team we play, to start the game, I'll be really comfortable with, but knowing that the impact of the substitutes will be very important.
Yes, there will be. And I fully expect the full team to start. If you want to talk about the team tonight, Celtic Park, time 8 o'clock, just in a few hours' time. Make sure you join the channel. We'll talk about everything Celtic. We'll talk about the highs, the lows of this game tomorrow. We'll talk about our team prediction lineup. And some fans will want to talk about predicted scores. I don't think we should talk about score lines because they might take a bit of a hump. And you never know. They might actually score tomorrow at Celtic Park just to try and quiet the fans. But the fans are going to do their utmost to make sure that we push this team over the line.
He scores goals. He's a threat. He's intense, which obviously is very difficult to match. You know, he's a real specimen physically. You know how he presses, how he runs. And of course, in a pressing team like ourselves, that's absolutely vital.
Dyson Maeda is 1 in a million when you think about it. I mean, his finishing isn't the best. We all know that about Dyson. You all know that sometimes a cross is going to come over and you think, Jesus, is that going to go past the International Space Station and the Japanese Space Station and cause some international diplomacy needing required by the Japanese forwards? But it's Dyson, and he has that fantastic athletic. Aye, he's fast.
Tomorrow, they've had a really good week of preparation. We've looked at various scenarios that may happen or can happen in the game, and obviously when you go into a game with that clarity and that sole focus on performance, then you have to then take that into the game and ignore everything else that's going around. But I say ignore it. It's a massive part of this game.
Yeah.
And that's for the supporters and that's for everyone else to be excited about and to look at. Because, as I said, it's what makes this fixture unique in many, many ways. The passion, the tension, the build-up. And, of course, where we're at this stage of the season, being so close.
Being so close to the finishing touchline. Celtic do know that if they win tomorrow, they have got one hand. I've not got a trophy, but fuck, I should have got a trophy in there. Celtic do know, and Brendan Rodgers does know that if we do it tomorrow, that's us. The pressure is on them. The pressure is all on Rangers. Celtic are 3 points ahead with a goal difference that matters. Celtic know if they score 4 goals tomorrow, that puts us out of sight. It does put us out of sight, but there's one thing that we have to think about.
So we don't prepare for anything else. We look to attack the game, and that's our only focus, and we'll see where that brings us.
It is. Just see where it brings us. Do you know, if it's it is what it is, as they say. It will be what will be. The fact that they have no fans at Celtic Park and it will be the last game with no fans, the SPFL has brought in a law which is basically the same as what they do in Europe. You have to have 5% of your fan base or whatever. But the media in Scotland said Celtic and Rangers have come to an agreement. No, they didn't. No, you didn't. It's as simple as that. It's like the SPFL, the media, the Scottish media went, Celtic and Rangers have reached an agreement amongst Old Firm Derby tickets. No, you didn't. It was the SPFL brought it in, and this has been brought into every ground around Scotland. So the media types in Scotland can then think about their headlines, and everyone else could go, no, you didn't. It's as simple as that. Anyway, Brendan Rodgers then went on to say...
Game of pressure. So whether it's a manager or a player, then you'll always look to that. It is important.
Do you think, Brendan, in a broader sense, I mean, this club has really dominated for the last 10 years, 12 years?
What the bus? 10, 12 years, mate? Go and look back history. Celtic have dominated pretty much. It is 2024. Go back to 1999. And then come forward to when Martin O'Neill came into Celtic. Celtic pretty much dominated, and Celtic do not get respect for this. When in the 1990s, when Rangers went on their run to 9 in a row, the media were all over them. They couldn't get enough of fucking Pegleg and his Ibrox fucking dream of building a £750 million stadium and complex and hotel and casino, and today it still lies the same old shithole that it is. Cesspit of bigoted dome. It is what it is. Celtic have dominated the last 24 years of Scottish football. Whether Rangers and the Scottish media would like to admit it or not, Celtic can look back over the last 20 years, and it's been 20 years of domination. For those who grew up in the 80s and 90s and had to suffer the likes of the Liam Brady's and of management of Celtic, and until the incoming Ferguson McCann, who built the magnificent, wonderful, amazing Celtic Park today as it stands. And that lets us talk about the development at Barrowfield. They must be cringing on the other side of the city. Not only do we have Lennox Town, that is a fantastic addition to Celtic Park and the Celtic training and the facilities, and every player that comes into Celtic goes up to Celtic Park and sees around Celtic Park, and then goes to Lennox Town to sign the paperwork. Goes to Lennox Town because they see the fantastic training complex that we have. But now we have Barrowfield development, and the Barrowfield development today, Celtic put out pictures. Raise the roof. Raise the roof. The steelwork has begun. The club shared a number of photos on their website today. The club shared images of the roof being erected as a major milestone in Celtic's history again. We do not only own Glasgow, but we own the best facilities in Scottish football. And they must be crying in their sleep tonight. Oh, baby, you can tell there's a big game tomorrow. And the development, which includes two 11-a-side pitches outside as well as an 11-a-side indoor, and the state-of-the-art gym, fitness facilities, changing rooms, medical suites, etc. for players, rehab, sports science and analysis centre, just a kicking stone away from Celtic Park. Oh, it's a fantastic day to be a Celtic fan. On we go to glory. Just brilliant. Make sure you join us for this live this evening. But until then, we really need to see the rest of what Brendan Rodgers was saying.
Kennedy and the staff, Stevie Woods and the staff. So that gives you that confidence and obviously understanding of what it takes. And when you have that, then you can approach this with a calmness that allows you to focus on the performance and not get too carried away with all the noise.
And it's just us fans and us YouTubers that create the excitement. And let's face it, as fans, we're buzzing for the morrow, aren't we? Rangers fans are going, no, you aren't. So, anyway, make sure you join us for... Oh, wait a minute, Brendan wants to say something.
Whether people didn't want to admit that or didn't see it, but whatever it was, we certainly weren't at the level that we're at now. So, but importantly, it was the case of staying with it. Players were brilliant in the whole process. They had belief in what they were doing.
Yep.
Such a humble group, such an honest group.
Yes.
And it was just a case of just chipping away. And then when we get to a stage where those players are back, the football then starts to shine. And obviously then in the last performance against Hearts, that was more like what I would have expected if the team was fit and available for most of the season. Exactly. The consistency,
yes, the
tempo, the directness, the speed, the quality, all those aspects were there in the game. Yep. So but let's hope we can finish in that way with those players fit, and then the football can smile for us then.
Exactly. Not only the football can smile, but the fans in the stands will be making some noise for the boys. Make sure you join us at 9 p.m. European time, Central European time, 8 p.m. Celtic Park time, where we can get just as excited about tomorrow as I am just now. It's getting closer. We have one in the hand on not only a potential double, but never mind that. It's champions again for the third season in a row. Have a fantastic day, Celtic fans, evening, morning, wherever you are around the world.